Welcome back to Nuffy Cat. We're so glad that you can join us today. We are in the month of February, the month of love. We celebrate love, we celebrate happiness and caring this month. I would like to share a few heartwarming stories about cats that I know. And I thought it might be very good for you guys to join along and listen. So this first story comes from Turkey. I have a really good friend who's like a second family to me. And her hubby and her son, I've known them for years. Well, this story is one that went viral there in Turkey. And I'm going to put a link in the comments if I don't get to below, but otherwise I'm going to try to post a link below. It's a wonderful site called Happy World over YouTube, and this story is so heartwarming that I have to share it. So there was a kitty in Turkey, a mama kitty, whose kitten was ill, and she brought the kitten into a Turkish emergency room hospital. And the story is about how she carried the kitten there in her mouth, and they brought the kitten there for help. So the paramedics and everybody there helped her, and then helped the kitten, and then ended up bringing her them to the vet. It's very heartwarming, though, because it shows that the love of a mother kitty for her kittens, and the fact that they'll seek help for them. A lot of people don't recognize that these little guys can have care and have love also, but they do. The second story I want to share is one that happened with a friend of mine that I used to work for her and her family years ago as a housekeeper. Her husband, both of them were pastors. He had spent a lot of time helping other people when they were at their final moments. Well, there is a kitty who we called Princess Kelly. And I wish to goodness I had Kelly's picture, and I apologize to all of you for not having it. When he was passing away himself, after having helped all those peoples, his kitty would not leave his side. She literally stayed on his bed. She literally was there laying on him, purring on him, trying every way possible to help him. She stayed there until the day that he did pass away. And when he passed away, his wife had said how Princess Kelly just finally jumped down off of the bee-bye. She had been there for several months, helping him through this stage of his suffering and his difficulty. And the little kitty was there for him. I remember that I got to talk to him within 24 hours of him passing away. And I remember telling him, learn from her. Let her comfort you. Let her show you. Let her show you how to relax deeply. And he could barely move at this point. And I remember Princess Kelly being there and being like petting his hand and just being so affectionate and precious. With a little purr, he had tears in his eyes. She cared about him, and she saw him through the end. I want to tell you guys that they care a lot more than we think they do. A lot of people just think of the cats or animals as non-feeling, non-caring creatures. The opposite is true by all means. This little one, he cheers me up a whole lot. I've talked about this a couple of times, but there's one particular time where I was feeling sad, and he brought one of his favorite toys over. He jumped over my bed, and he actually brought a toy to cheer me up. And then he came over and played with it, pawed with it with me, and chewed on the toy, and I pawed it back and forth with him. He likes to swat things back and forth with his paw. It's very, very precious. And then I want to talk about my kitty named Sheba, because there was a point in time when I was younger that I really had struggled from some depression. I was going through some really suicidal types of awful feelings. I remember having decided I'm going to end my life. There were some bad things that had happened I wasn't dealing with very well. That little girl, I opened up the door to my house, and that little girl was in there, and she just came running up to me with the sweetest little, the little trill that she used to have. Yes. It cheered me up and it made me realize that if I did something terrible to myself, she wouldn't have anyone. I realized, and it basically really erased that issue for me, because I had somebody that would be affected in a negative way if I had chosen that. So I'm going to say this in a Native American slant by saying that these little darlings have medicine. They have ways that they can help us, ways that they can heal just by being in our lives, just by being themselves and caring. This little darling is so cute every day that even if I've ever felt sad or upset or stressed out, that little cute face, he just cheers me up. Yes, he does. So I'm curious about any heartwarming stories that you all have about kitties. If you like the content of our videos, don't forget to take those paws and paw that like button. You can paw the subscription button. You can paw the notification bells so that you can see all of Nuffy Cat's videos. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm sure that some of you have some heartwarming stories that you can share too. This month of February is a wonderful time to celebrate their kindness and goodness, and their love too. Well, thank you all so very much, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.